Recording, streaming, and we're live. All right. Welcome, everybody. If you're brand new here on YouTube or in Zoom, let me know. This is your first time. I'd love to welcome you. I like to welcome the new people. Do it every week. So, this is the 30 Minutes of Awesome. The goal here is to provide 30 minutes of awesome chart and market analysis. So, we're going to talk about three main things on tap. We've got the super squeeze starting. Let's talk about it. We've got the Fed in focus tomorrow, FOMC meeting. We had the CPI print today. Let's talk through those things, what's going on. And then, as always, we wrap it up with number 3, your picks out there. I love to go through your stocks and give you my thoughts. So, all right. Let us get started, shall we? Can't start without a risk disclaimer. So all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation is intended to be informational, educational, and fun. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, you got to go hire and consult a financial advisor. So I think everybody's clear on that. So let's kind of jump in, look at some of the things here. We have a heat map for S&P 500. It was a mixed bag today. A little bit of up, a little bit of down. We had a giant run up. I didn't even refresh this chart. Let's see here. Pop up my big cap, please. Let's go back to S&P 500. Pop that up. So we did this big spike, right? We spiked up at the open and reversed. Well, you know what? If we pop up the ES chart. Now, why do I use ES? What is ES? ES is the S&P 500 in the futures, and they trade almost 24/7. They're closed from 5 p.m. They just closed, and they reopen at 6 p.m. So it spiked up and hit this target that we've had on here for weeks, and then retraced right back down. Coincidence? I don't think so. Interesting, though. Now, with the FOMC tomorrow, I kind of expect another run at this. Like, we could retrace a little deeper, pop up. I'm not 100% sure. We retraced really fast today. If we look at this chart, let me zoom back so we can get the whole day action here. There we go. Here's the spike and the retrace. You can see this was the last couple days, and then today, big spike, then retrace really fast. That's not typical price action for where we are in the count right now. This could have been a 1-2 potential. I'd love to see that, and then that would set up the next move. Get my little twang, Southern East Tennessee twang going there. That would set up the next move for a move out to potentially this 4,300 area right up in here. The top of the circle. If that's a 1, 2, 3, get a little consolidation, and a 4, 5. That's Elliott wave speak if you're not familiar. So we have this potential to go up. I'm kind of biased up right now. Now, one of the charts that I've been showing on YouTube for a while now. Let's go ahead and save this chart. Well, pop it back up to a daily and save it. Let's pull up my simple chart. There we go. Loading up. Now, what we didn't do is we didn't break out of this downtrend. See this purple line I've added to the chart. Back here in August, I started warning that we were going to roll over, potentially see a lower low. We did see that lower low in October. We've been rising back up out. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been looking for this to break out. And we've been consolidating right in here. This 39.50 was my warning area on the way down. Once we broke that, I was pretty confident that we were going to see a lower low. Now, on the way up, we have held support. We consolidated right at that 39.50 level for quite a while. Today, moving up and not making it back down in that zone. I want to see that zone kind of hold support. Not go back down and zigzag down in there again. We want to hold above there and launch on out, break out above this purple downtrend line. And we need to break out. Got to get above it. That's the resistance at this point. Now, some people say, oh, it's the 200-day moving average, blah, 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 blah. We've been above it. We've been below it. We've been zigzagging across it. That's not something I watch. I don't give credit to the 200-day. I do give credit to the 144 EMA, but as we can pop back over here and look, loading a little slow today. Look at the S&P 500, pull it over, and on the daily, well, there's the path I had drawn. We may do this tomorrow. May rip right on up here to 42, 40, potentially even 4,300, and then come back and retest this 144 EMA line right here. So that's the path. But right now we broke down, we came back and back tested. This is a cautionary thing. If we hold that trend line from the bottom and start down, we could come down here. This is like the 3,600 to 3,800. Nice big fat 200 point resistance zone there, where we spent all this time consolidating right in here. Also, if you pull it across there, look, it's right there where we bottomed out back here all the way in July. So watch out for a move down into that zone. If we break through the lows that we had last week, we're probably coming down here to this green box. All right, everybody clear on the path? Now, pop over and look at Nasdaq real quick. Big tech. This is the future for Nasdaq. Came up and tested the roadmap line and rejected today. That's not overly bullish. Although usually we don't get through on the first test. I mean, it hardly ever happens. It didn't happen on S&P 500. First test, it took us a while. So Nasdaq is trying to catch up where S&P 500 and Russell have been playing around. Russell trying to break out today didn't manage to get going. So lots of big inverted hammer type candles. Not overly bullish in the immediate. Now we do have the FOMC coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. So what's Jerome Powell going to do? Old J Powell. Last week he came out and pretty much said he's going to slow down on the rate raise. We're not going to get 3/4 point. I think he's thinking 0.5 point, but after the CPI today, might that be 1/4 point? I don't know. That's if we get a 1/4 point raise, it's gonna be like gasoline on the fire. This thing's gonna take off. And if they get hawkish on future rate raises, Goldman Sachs came out today and said they expect this is the last rate raise. They don't think we're gonna rate raise when the FOMC convenes on January 31st / February 1st. They don't think they're going to rate raise again. So, I don't know. We'll see. All right. We'll have to see what they do. I think he'll do the expected. He's been pretty dead on doing exactly what he said he was going to do all year. My bet is that we'd get a 0.5 point raise. That's slowing down like he said he was going to slow down last week when he was on with the Brookings Institute. And we'll see what the market does. I think it's going to... I am slanted bullish, but we do have that potential for a deeper retrace. And if we do get that retrace, people are going to get really bullish, or really bearish. Excuse me. They're going to get really bearish. They're going to really down on the market. We're going to hear a lot of talk about getting a lower low, and then the market's going to rip. It's going to rip everybody's face off. So if we go down for that on this S&P chart here, if we go down to this green box, people are going to get really bearish, talking about making a new low lower than we had in October, and then we're going to rip everybody's face off. That's likely to happen. So if we go down, I'm still biased up right now. These arrows are still my primary plan. This is like if it just starts breaking down. So you set your alert right around 39, say 3,900. We start breaking through 3,900, probably going down to visit this zone right here. All right. Now, if we start breaking out above the high today, we're going up here to this 4,200 to 4,300 zone. That's the plan. All right. Moving on, we had a lower low in oil. And there's no signs that this is it. I mean, like I've said over and over the last few months, a couple green days does not make a new uptrend in oil. We're still on a downtrend. This this target still has not fully played out. Still need one more push down below 70. You know what? Them putting a price cap on oil at 60 for Russia, that's the price of oil. It doesn't matter what they want to say. If there's a price cap at 60, that's the price of oil everywhere. So if they're going to keep that price cap going, oil is going to come down to 60 because that's what you can buy oil for. Also, gasoline, just barely missing that $2 price tag I've been looking for. And I am actually looking for it to push just a bit lower into the $1.88, $1.90 area. But $2 is what I've been saying for weeks now, and we came up 2 cents shy. That was pretty darn close. Looks like maybe even closer than 2 cents. But yeah, so I'm still expecting another push lower on gasoline. And that was one of the things that was pushing the CPI print lower today, was energy and gasoline. So that has come off quite a bit. Natural gas spiking off the lows based on this big winter storm moving through the United States. It's supposed to go coast to coast. So we'll see what happens. If we get a breakout above this 750, I think we could see $9 pretty quickly. But if we start breaking down one more time, we get back into the $6 area. That's probably it for this cycle on natural gas. Gold also trying to maintain its highs here. It's looking positive. I do need to see more of a retrace. You know, this is classic price action here, but it's not clear. That's the only problem I've got going right now. We are trying to push above the highs here that we had back from the summer. We have more consolidation just right above us, though, on gold. So gold's still got some work to do. You can see right there. Just touching up into that, right into where we consolidated back here in early summer. Then later in the summer, we spiked up right here. We are kind of breaking above that today, but I don't know. Can we hold it? That's the question. I'm not looking for new gold trades yet. All right. And finally, we have, where'd it go? Bitcoin. Crypto, well, had a little positive reaction today and didn't give up all the gains either. So unlike the stock market that gave up all the gains, Bitcoin kind of going out today with a nice almost 3.3% gain. So this will roll over to a new day soon, but it broke out above the consolidation that it's had for, I think it went sideways for 11 days or 12 days. So very positive. All right, TLT. Yeah, I'll take a look at TLT. Yeah, so caution on a bounce down right there. That's kind of a three-wave move up. It needs a 4 and a 5 to really kind of confirm, and then it'll get a deeper retrace before it can really start breaking out. So I'm not long TLT yet. Still cautious. We may kind of chug up through the roadmap line, but you can see how it kind of stopped right there. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I had a GDX request on YouTube. Yeah. So kind of covered gold there. Gold miners a little more. Yeah. Has good potential. It's above the roadmap line. Kind of consolidating here. A breakout above 31. It's going to be a positive sign on GDX. And check on the junior miners. Yeah, same kind of state. Their price is a little higher, around 37, 38. Get a nice breakout above that. You have to watch for this high back here, but that's looking positive on both of GDX and GDXJ. All right, HD. Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting to do. Broke out above this prior high, getting a little retrace, but the next move up can take it up in a big way. So I talked about that in Echo Trades last week. If you're not an Echo Trade subscriber, maybe you should consider it. All right, let's see. Next up in YouTube, RTX. Yeah, working on a breakout. Did not trigger my alert for whatever reason. Looks like the spike up wasn't enough to kick off the alert that I had there at 101.65. And I had that alert sitting there, so it didn't trigger. It must have just been so fast that TradingView missed it. But a close down here was not what I was looking for anyway. I was looking for a breakout, like a close up above that consolidation zone that we've had a few times here. All right. JNPR. And that one's a nice new uptrend. I would watch for a pullback though. You look at this right here, getting extended. This thing can pull back and revisit the roadmap line. Right over here. So be careful. All right. MRO. Let's check that one out. Yeah, that looks like a roadmap trade even. Not even just a echo trade. That's a potential roadmap trade if it can break out again. Run the fib line right here. Like that. And break out. Take it up to 38-ish, looks like. 36, 38, somewhere in that zone right up in there. All right. Roll back in Zoom and start picking some of these up that I missed. All right, Mara. Baroque lower. It's kind of maintaining that orange zone that I said needed to hold. Definitely kind of pushing the low today. This is not positive with Bitcoin up 3%, Mara down 8%. That's not a positive thing. It can extend. Like it breaks through this little orange box thing I had here, which comes through from this prior high. We can get a deeper retrace. And I've covered that extensively in crypto power plays. So, all right, Boyle. It looks like it's kind of going with natural gas. If you want to know what natural gas is doing, load up NG. We need to break out, essentially. This one seems to be lagging just a little bit to the natural gas chart, too. Yeah, UNG is definitely looking a little stronger than Boyle. So, and neither one of these is matching the future right now. You see, it made its low back here, higher low here, but neither of those. Boyle made its lowest low right here, and UNG also made its lowest low right here. So, something a little funny going on in the funds for natural gas. Alrighty. Not going to look at leveraged ETFs right now. They don't tend to, my methods don't tend to work. We look at the underlyings, and I covered S&P 500 pretty extensively. It's the same sort of deal. Just knock a zero off, and you're pretty close to SPY. It's not perfect. XSP is one tenth of SPX. So XSP and SPY run kind of similar, but XSP is an index, whereas SPY is an ETF. So ETFs are derivatives. All right. Looked at TLT, Tesla, TSLA. Almost to the box, almost to the target. Still got lower to go. 130 to 150 zone. It's on the path. Hadn't changed. Still trucking. SLV is breaking out. This one much more bullish than gold at this point. We do have a little resistance zone coming up here. If we can get back up through that, right around there. That's just the highs and lows right here. We get up through that, back up through 24. Looks like we can see some potentially higher prices. I do have a longer term $50 to $60 price target on SLV. So that comes from this big correction right here. And it really starts extending up here. We're going to visit 30 and 35 and then consolidate some more before we can get the bigger pattern going here. So, am bullish long term on SLV. I don't know that the ETF is the way to play. They keep proving that they don't have the reserves to back the paper that they've sold. So caution is advised. All right, FCX. Yeah, breaking out. This is a positive sign. A lot of these material stocks working on a breakout. This is still a 3-wave move, though, right now. Urge caution. Hitting this 1618, we could definitely retrace back to the roadmap line at this point. I was comparing this first move up to this second move up. The second move up tends to hold when it's bullish, it tends to hold a 1618 move to the first move up, and then we get a retrace, and then we get the 5th wave, which is approximately equal to the first move up. Then we get a deeper retrace, and then we break out in earnest. All right, moving on. SQM looks like a lot of sideways to me. That's kind of been where it's been most of since May. Haven't been able to break out, hadn't been able to break down. FLNC. Yeah, nice candle today. Potential breakout. Doesn't have enough history to do much with it. But let's see. Click there. Move this over. Put that up there. It was an IPO, tends to be bearish, which it pretty much was into April. Now potentially working on something a little more bullish. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I would caution that we could see a retrace back down to 12. Doesn't have to, but it could. All right. Please check on Tilray. Tilray, and like I talked about last week, there is a low barrier to entry on weed stocks. Tilray, CGC, what is it, ACB? Yeah, all these charts kind of look the same, right? Not exactly, but kind of the same. They're all off this big downtrend and kind of consolidating down here near the bottom. It's because weed has a relative low barrier to entry, and they can't access traditional banking, and there's just a lot of regulation in the way. And until such time as regulation clears up, there's not going to be huge opportunity in this space. Now, we could break out and start a new uptrend. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but right now, hanging out down here at the bottom is probably what it's going to do. Holding the roadmap line is bearish for another run at the bottom. Hate to break it to you. All right. ABBV. Yeah. That's a potential bullish breakout. There's the target up there. So, yeah, pulled back just a little bit after hours, but potential. Now, FOMC is the caveat. It can, something like 70 to 80% of stocks move with the, maybe it's even 90% of the stocks. I don't remember the exact statistic, move with the market. So it's kind of like the market is floating all boats or sinking all boats. The tide is carrying them. So don't expect things to buck the trend too much. This one has been kind of a little bit sideways this year while the broader market really went down. This one started out climbing as the market went down. So that can lead to a positive breakout right here in ABBV. All right, STNG. That's a nice continuation higher. I will watch out. Doesn't have a lot of pullbacks in here. So at some point, it's going to exhaust this trend because it doesn't just keep running forever. That may happen at 56 or 57-ish area, 57.60. And then we may see a pullback like this, similar to something like that one. Could see a little deeper pullback. So be cautious. AMD has been pretty beat down. Is this until it can get above the roadmap line? It's just potentially going lower. Now the one that does look good is NVIDIA. Trigger my alert today. Wish that was a red, not a red candle. I wish that was a green candle, because then I would be very excited about it potentially breaking above this consolidation right here. That red candle gives me pause a little bit, but I'm hopeful that this thing's going to break out. I do own a few shares of NVIDIA. I'm looking to add an option position to take advantage of a breakout when one sets up, but it's not there yet. Not quite. AMD just does not have that opportunity. When you look at this, it's not up here, it's down here. And that can lead to a lower low. So be cautious on AMD. It's not quite the same. SMH, the broader semiconductor index, looks more like NVIDIA. So, or ETF, I guess. It's not really an index, it's an ETF. All right. Amazon, still working on breaking out. We got this resistance line, resistance downtrend line that we've got to go test. Had a big red, big pop up, red candle, market drug it down. So we've kind of got this little mini bearish trend inside there. We need to break out of first, then we break out this one, then we break out the roadmap line, and then potentially, hopefully by next summer, where I have a position, get up to this prior high we had back in the summer. All right, Netflix potentially looking good. We need to break above this line right here. And this, where we gap down right here, we got to get back above that. Then we can go retest this gap that we had up here. So we got another big gap right up here that we need to go up and resolve. So Netflix is dealing with some stuff. All right, went over Tesla BMO. Yeah, that's bearish, looking like it's gonna drop on down. Lower low, be what I expect. So we had this move right here. We extended down to the 1618. Have this move right here. Heck, let's just move it over a little bit more than that echo. 1618 would take it down to 71. So watch out on that one. All right. INTU. Get my fingers right. That looks pretty bearish to me. Did pop up, but it's got to hold that. If it crushes back down, watch out below. All right, Square. Yeah, Square has a big potential reversal cooking. See, that one closed with a green candle. That's beautiful. It's got a series of higher lows cooking. This is, I've been tracking this reversal myself. I actually have calls on Square right now. Looking for it to at least revisit this 75 high, if not get up to 80, which would be in the roadmap line. Above the roadmap line, 85, and then potentially 95 up here, besting this prior high from back here in August. All right, that's kind of the resistance zones. Now, if it can break out above that, we have the potential to really get a move up, go retest the 618 level around 200, but that's probably not going to be in a short time frame. That's probably a longer trend that has to get cooking on Square. All right. Win, WYN. Yeah, that's a nice move up. I'd watch out for a retrace at this point. Things that have gone up crazy like that, getting to the 1618 extension, can definitely see a pullback. All right. GS, I see. Yeah, GS kind of working the pattern here. This bounce, watch for a move down here. If it comes down here and holds, very bullish for a move up to this 420 area. Potentially even all the way up here around 460, 470. And it can just inch its way up there, but it's going to be more of a grind. If it can do that, it can get more energy and just pop. All right, FUBO. That sucker's going down. Nothing there. That's just, it's a downtrend with a bad outlook. Probably loses money too. Yeah, lose a lot of money. Earnings were up, still lose a lot of money. Lose a lot of money. They don't make money. Looks like they're going down. All right, APPN, APPN. That looks pretty bearish too. I mean, where is it going to find support? Probably that prior low right over there at this point. Gets below there, watch out below. And it can extend on down. Does it make money? No, does not make money. Not making money, losing money. Expected to lose more money. Not overly bullish. All right. IPI. Looks like another one. Kind of bearish. Retrace the whole pop. Does at least make a little money. Yeah, that's a fertilizer company. Yeah. Nice pop on shortage in fertilizer, and then right back where it's been. This one not a big. It's kind of hung out in this zone down here for a long time. So it breaks down back below this. It's probably going to come back and retest this chunk down here. All right. RY. Royal Bank of Canada. Let's zoom up on this thing. Yeah, this has a little potential cooking here. A little bit. That would be been really great if that was a green candle, not a red candle, closing back at the lows. If that was a green candle closing up here, that's a very positive sign. This being a red candle closing back at the low and actually making a lower low today. Caution. It needs to hold. You can see where all these candles have kind of flipped up through here. It's got to hold that zone right there. Breaks below that, it's probably going lower. If it can hold this spot where it's held there, spike down there, kind of dip below, 4 days there, and then crushed down, came up, found resistance there, went lower, came up, spiked, like took 4 days for it to pop up through. Now we're back down there. Be cautious. If it can hold here, that's positive bullish. I would be probably bullish on a break back up to 100 or so. If it starts breaking down, watch out. This thing can come right back down to this low or even lower. All right, FXI. Go. It's consolidating the roadmap line. It hasn't given us any kind of anything to work with here. Now this, last time I kind of did this, it rolled over. So be careful. This thing can definitely roll over. It does not have 5 waves up. That's a 3-wave up. You know, we had a 1, 2, 3 wave up right there. That's like a big red caution flag for me. All right. Now, it's gonna have to break out back up in this zone. Then it's got all this consolidation that we built up on the way down. It's got some work to do. It can easily roll back over and go down. All right, ADM, Archer Daniels. I'm gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. That's a nice 3-wave retrace right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and kind of holding here. Let's see. Can very well do one more move down to here, but it can also, you know, it's at the resistance here, moving back up through say 97-ish. Looks like it sets it up for 100 to 103. It's not going to be a big mover right now. It doesn't look like. And we're stuck in this bigger consolidation right here, finding resistance at that prior high. It's been the high for April, high back here in November, high here in December. we might retrace one more time to try to break out. So, all right, Apple still on the bottom of the roadmap line, not looking good. Google still not able to get out of this funk. Got to break up out of this consolidation here. It is above this downtrend, but it's not breaking out yet. That's unclear right now. It's in no man land right here till it breaks out or breaks down. All right, MOS is going sideways. More of that. And ON, potential to break out, but right now it's just kind of consolidating right here, right in this zone. That's a little series of lower highs. If it can decide to break out above that, it can take off. But right now, kind of lower high, not positive right there. Looks like that one's going to retrace deeper. All right, PRI. A little bit positive. This is encouraging. Encouraging. Let's run this. Move right here. Coming up to 618. May get a little deeper retrace back to the roadmap line to build up some strength to keep going here. We're just talking about a little bit more right there. And then I'm looking for a breakout like that. And then FNV. Yep, consolidating right there. All right. I don't remember if I did CF. And right at the roadmap line. It's had trouble getting up through that zone. So we're in this zone between the roadmap line and that orange. Break up or break down. I don't know. And then BSTZ. Looking like she's going lower. Did ABBV AG. Stuck in this consolidation right here, just above the roadmap line. Looking for a breakout above 10 or a breakdown below 850. WDC. Haven't looked at that one in a little while. Yeah, it's kind of just stuck at the bottom here. Not able to get anything cooking yet. Not overly bullish yet. It's going to take a break back above 41.50 and the roadmap line. That's going to keep continuing on down. We're going to have to get up above it, back probably above 42.50 to really start seeing some higher prices on WDC. It's been on the downtrend for quite a while. Started early in 21. And really, that was just, it's been on a downtrend for since 2018, really. It can go out of business. Be careful. All right. Meta has been garbage. Looks like it's still garbage. Me and Meta don't, me and Facebook don't get along. Kind of like me and Chinese companies, we don't get along. Me and Meta don't get along either. Looks like it's finally starting to recover this gap down, but it's just consolidating in it until it breaks up and out back above 160 at this point. Down is the trend. Still making money. Yeah, still making a little money. Still expected to make quite a bit more money. So if they can quit bleeding on that metaverse project, they might turn the corner here. STX looks a lot like Western Digital in the short term. It is not in a longer term downtrend. As we zoom back here, it's been in an uptrend and it's got a nice pullback to the consolidation we had back around the time of COVID. So this kind of popped into 2021 and then we've retraced it. Need to hold support and move up. All right, CRM, Salesforce, looks like she's going down. Got support right in through here. Watch out, it breaks below that. We can retrace deeper. Sales improving in the United States. Things, economy kind of turning. All the news going from bad to good. Can turn this one around pretty quickly. So WVE. That one's working on moving higher. Now, I caution you, things I say about biotechs do not always necessarily work out with my methods. It's one of the sectors that don't always work. Leveraged ETFs and biotechs. That's like the ones that don't always work. So be careful. This one right now does have a potential move up to 5 or 6 or 8 if it really gets happy, but just kind of volatile right there. So be careful. All right. Looks like I hit most of them. Oracle, see, last call. If you got any more, Oracle in the consolidation zone, but a breakout back above, say, 90 can be very positive for Oracle to make a run for like 120, 130 on the upside. Very nice pattern on Oracle cooking. And we're not talking quick either. We're talking like into next year, possibly the year after. All right, IBB. Working on a little bit of move up here. Working on it. You know, like I said, biotech, not always the keenest on my patterns. But that's positive. Looks like we'll probably could extend out to 147 before we get a deeper retrace there. So be cautious. All right. That's going to wrap it up for 30 minutes. Awesome. That's all I got for you. Thanks for coming. I'll see y'all later. If you're watching this on the replay, and go check out a video I got linked up there somewhere up there. And I'll see you guys again next week for 30 more minutes of awesome. We got 2 left in 2022, and then we're on to 2023. Keep coming back for more. I'll keep doing this. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.